The story begins as we see a group of heroes fighting against the demon lord Diablo. The demon lord blasts them with his magic, and he commends them for reaching him. The priest Fred thinks it's all over for them, but the hero Max tells him not to give up. His companions are inspired and manage to get back up, but Diablo prepares to finish them off. Fred manages to block the attack, while Leo rushes in and blocks the demon lord's punch. Max jumps over him, while their mage Yuria enchants his attack, and Max manages to deliver the finishing blow. As the dust clears, the demon lord commends Max for defeating him, but he swears his minions will live on for eternity, and that he will one day return to get his revenge. We cut to 10 years later, and we see Diablo has been reborn, excited to get his revenge on Max. He is welcomed by his servant Xania, and he wonders where his other minions are at. But Xania tells him they all went to sleep after his battle against the hero 10 years ago, so he calls them all useless. Xania thinks he should put some clothes on, but when he goes to put on his old favorite clothes, he wonders why they don't fit. Xania shows him how his appearance has changed, saying it seems his powers have not fully returned after only 10 years, so his body has also changed, including his gender. Xania says she predicted that this might happen, so she reveals she has prepared some other clothes for him. He wonders why he is in a dress, but Xania claims it's the traditional attire for mages. But Diablo says he doesn't remember Max's companions wearing something like this. Xania also puts him in a maid outfit, as well as a school uniform, but he eventually gets fed up with the outfits. He asks about how the hero is doing, but Xania gets nervous hearing this. The demon lord thinks that since Max was the only person who was able to defeat him, he must have made a name for himself over the last 10 years, thinking he might even be treated like royalty. Xania checks her records, and she mentions his current status is a mystery. As far as his appearance on the social and political stages, he seems to have disappeared. Diablo finds this strange, but thinks he must have gone into seclusion to train himself, thinking he remained humble after becoming a hero that saved the world, and he gets excited to see him again. But Xania says he has a ton of work to catch up on, saying he should forget about the hero. But Diablo refuses, saying Max poses the biggest threat to him. Xania says that although the hero has superhuman abilities, he is still a human at the end of the day, so he will eventually just get old and die of old age, so she thinks he should stop thinking about him. However, Diablo can tell she is hiding something from him. Xania panics realizing she has been caught, and Diablo thinks it's because Max is already dead. He wants to see for himself, so he uses his third eye to look for him. He can sense that Max is still alive, and he is somewhere around the human capital. Diablo decides to pay him a quick visit, but Xania tells him it's a bad idea. She tries to stop him from going, but he doesn't listen to her, wanting to announce his return, to strike fear into Max's heart. Diablo claims that this was the reason why he awakened early, and he flies off to find Max. He flies over to the human realm, and he notes that their civilization seems to have advanced over the last 10 years. He gets excited thinking about how Max will react to seeing him, and he arrives at his apartment. He shows off how he has finally been reborn, but we see Max who is just confused, and he is half asleep. Max wonders who he is, and Diablo thinks he must be in the wrong place. But he suddenly notices Max's holy sword, recognizing it as the sword that defeated him. Max seems to realize who he is, and Diablo reprimands him for treating his sword like trash. Diablo can't believe he is really the same person that defeated him, and he thinks Max has gone completely out of shape. Max claims it's a natural part of getting older, but Diablo says he can't even recognize him from how he looked 10 years ago. He can't believe he is living in such a dump, thinking that it stinks, and he even starts helping him clean up. He is surprised to find a laptop, finding it interesting, but he suddenly remembers the reason for his visit. He claims to have returned stronger than ever, and he will rule over the humans once more. But Max has no reaction to this, and he even says that he doesn't care. Diablo is annoyed he woke up early for this, and he wonders what happened to him. Max reveals that after he defeated him and all the other demons, he was no longer needed by the world, and he ended up fading into obscurity, saying that in a peaceful world, heroes are completely useless, and he thinks living like a bum isn't so bad. Diablo looks him up on the laptop, and he finds a number of alarming results. He was apparently involved in a scandalous affair, but Max claims he didn't do it. Diablo sees a video of him being interviewed, and thinks he is super guilty, but Max explains he didn't know the woman was married, and he thinks he was framed by the husband. Diablo looks at the next article and finds he violently attacked a citizen. Max claims the headline is misleading and just trying to make him look bad, as he explains he was just defending himself when a bunch of guys jumped him. But Diablo thinks he could have just run away, remembering how Max got away from his undead army 10 years ago. Diablo starts enjoying himself, and he finds an article saying Max cheated on 10 different women. Diablo can't believe he became such a creep, but Max claims he never even met those women, and he says he is the victim. Diablo looks for his better moments, watching an interview he gave after he defeated the Demon Lord, where he says he was only able to win thanks to his friends, and he looks forward to his next mission. But Diablo laughs at him, finding it super cheesy, and he reasons that it was because of his insufferable attitude that made people want to expose him. Diablo notices a picture of his companions, and he wonders if they are still close, but Max says he hasn't seen them in years. Diablo thinks this is sad, but Max says that relationships don't last when there's nothing in it for the people, so he sees no reason to see them again. But Diablo thinks he is mistaken, saying it's because of his egotistical attitude that drove them away. Max says he doesn't know what he's talking about, and tells him to leave. Diablo realizes why Xania tried to stop him, thinking that the hero he once knew is gone. He prepares to leave, saying he will prepare his army, but Max just encourages him to destroy the world. Diablo suggests he will go and take out his companions first, and Max tells him to start with Leo, because he owes him a bunch of money. Diablo attacks him, thinking he has become trash, but Max takes him out with a single hit, and Max claims there's no way his friends would lose to him. When Diablo wakes up, he finds himself in a closet, and he wonders why Max didn't finish him off. As he comes out, he finds Max in a peculiar state, but he's actually just looking at girls online, and Diablo wishes he would have waited until after he was gone to do this. Diablo wonders why he didn't finish him off, but Max claims he is no longer a hero, so he has no business killing demon lords, even worrying it could end up in another embarrassing news headline. Diablo notes that he hasn't lost his touch, and he is still as strong as when they fought 10 years ago. Max tells him that he is the one who has gotten soft, laughing at his threat to take out his companions, but Diablo claims it's because he only just woke up. He says that one day he will regain his full powers and take over the human realm, hoping that when that day comes, they will do battle once again. But Max isn't able to make that promise with him. He is disgusted by the current world, and he has lost his ambition to be a hero. But he says that even without him, there will be a new hero who will rise to the occasion to stop him. Diablo comes to accept this, thanking Max for his hospitality, and they say farewell. However, later that night, Diablo suddenly returns, and he prepares to cook for them. Max wonders what he is doing, finding him even more terrifying than how he was 10 years ago. Diablo says he thought about it, and thinks it would be too tragic to let someone of his caliber rot away, and he thinks he should study up on what humans have been doing over the last 10 years, so he decides to stay over while he does his research. Max doesn't want to babysit him, but Diablo claims he's the one who will be doing the babysitting. Diablo cooks hot pot for them, and Max admits it might not be the worst idea to have him around. But that's where this video ends. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see more of this series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.